Welcome back to BeamNG. Well, automation, BeamNG, collaboration video, whatever you want to call it. This is it. This is a car I made. The number plate didn't show up because I think you might have seen in that video we had a slight issue. But this is it. This isn't the M5. If I was to quickly go to the options menu and select a vehicle, this is how you get your own vehicles. After you export it to BeamNG, it literally just appears at the bottom there. You can see here, this is like a, it says Model 3. It's like an M2, but a more hardened version. That was like a test I did the other day. I might show you guys that as well, I don't know. But this is the M5, this is the one we created in the other video. It's turned out alright, I think. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't know how to zoom in on this game. It doesn't have an interior. You have kind of this view here, or that external view, or you have this kind of camera view which looks kind of cool, I suppose. I can't move that. And the camera kind of just shakes around the vehicle almost as a third person. How do I... Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's it really. Okay, there we go. This is the car. BeamNG, how does it work? Well, I have a reverse gear. Yeah, I'm using manual, but this is an automatic, so I made it as an automatic. So yeah, you have reverse, obviously, neutral, drive, S1, and 2, and then you have 1 again. I don't know what any of those do, so there's no point asking me about that. This track is actually the automation test track, which is why I was so keen to jot down the time when we tested it in BeamNG. Let's just have a little bit of a drive around. I have no idea what the map is like, so I am going to use the external. No, I'm not actually. I use bonnet cam. So let's click the engine start. Put the brake on. See here, here's a turbo. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Put into drive. Like an automatic, it actually just goes away at like 3 to 5 miles an hour, which is obviously, if anyone's ever driven an automatic, you will know that is exactly how it works. I hope the audio isn't too loud, either my end or the car end. So I did do a test and it seemed okay. This is a test track. I will be doing a timed lap. Don't worry, that is to come. In terms of handling, I have just doing my audio levels, so I'm not speaking too loud. I have driven this track a couple of times in this car, simply just to get a feel for what it is like. So I'm not going anywhere near full throttle, don't worry. I don't know how to get off this track. So I don't really know how I'm going. I have got the assists on here. You can see down this little button, this ESC. I can turn it on and off. It's quite cool. You've got this cool carousel. If you want to have a look at the automation test track, simply look at my last video where we're in automation, and you will see these corners replicate what I'm driving now. I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere other than the racetrack. Now there are different elements. I'm aware of the different elements of this track. There's like a handling circuit, there's a rally section, there's a hill. The game was frozen, but it is decided to defreeze. I don't know what part this is at the moment, but if we turn left, we go into some sort of building. I'm pretty much exploring, by the way, guys. Oh, hang on, this is a pit building. Okay. One complaint I have about BeamNG, look at this turning circle. Isn't that the most insane turning circle you've ever seen? That is completely unrealistic. I mean, they've obviously made it like that, obviously. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know what else to say. So let's go down here. What's down here? You've got... Oh, no, let's turn right. I'm hoping that it's not laggy or anything, so it seems okay on my end. Some sort of big building here. You can see the test track on the left hand side there. over this like kind of bridge. So is this a road? There is a road that kind of does the whole perimeter. It's about 7 kilometres. We are a... Well, yeah, left or right? I will probably tend to stick on the left-hand side. Okay, here we go. Gravel circuit, handling circuit. Gradient tests. Is this right? So I will probably... hang on. Oh, here we go. So on the right... driving like a proper road car. Oh! Not like that. I hope this video isn't too long, but yeah. Right, here we go. So, gradient tests. I don't really know what... This is a 33-degree gradient. Do we slow down and roll backwards? We do. Parking brake works. Wow, that's quite insane. Well, so you can see, this car has no interior. Although we selected the interior, it doesn't show up. It will be so awesome if actually at one point you can start I kind of think what they might do, maybe it's completely, you know, wrong. Maybe I am being completely wrong. But I'd love to see... Oh, it's still very much early access, but I would love to see in the future, perhaps, being able to design your own interior would be really cool. In terms of the car, I think it looks quite nice as well. I'm just going to drive it around in a circle. The model, I think, looks pretty good. Hopefully I don't crash. I think the model looks quite good. I mean, you know, yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. I'm getting a nice sort of shine kind of to the paintwork, which is what I was after. Perhaps I would have changed the wheels, maybe. I kind of feel that these wheels are a little bit too small. Not loads, but just a little bit. But yeah. If I turn off the assists, what happens? Oh my god, okay. At the moment, I just made myself look like a cock. Oh, nice. Oh. Wow, I was able to get some form of a drift going. Oh, maybe we should try out the rally course then at some point. Oh, we're back onto the racetrack. I will put on the assists for the hot lap. So I shall do that. Right, so what I think we should do then is, now we've kind of just pratted around just a little bit, we should put ourselves, drive, time trial, select map, automation test track, select the layout. We want the racetrack circuit. You can see you have all these different sort of loops here. You kind of have the outside loop. If I just click that, 2 laps, okay. But we will be doing it from a standing start. And that'll hopefully work. just doing whatever it needs to do, construct buildings and stuff. Now, remember, the lap time we got, let me just check that, the lap time we got was a 2 minute 14.57, and now I've done a couple of laps. Yeah, so I've done a couple of laps, and that is about it. I know the track well enough to get around, I'd say. But I want to give it a fair go. I mean, in terms of time, I have no idea. We might be 10 seconds faster or 10 seconds slower. If that's the case, if we're like 20 seconds difference, then it'll be a little bit disappointing, only because I'd love to be able to see some sort of decent representation of the car track. I'd love to see some correlation. I also have downloaded the Top Gear test track and put it in the game. Now, unfortunately, I can't do a time trial on that, so I will do that. I will do that on my phone, and I will do a lap around there, like a power lap, and let's see how close we can get there. I don't know how accurate that is either. But yeah, we are going to get on and do this lap. So, if we click start, and here we go. Assists are on. Getting it turned in 2 corners, like so. So far so good. Force feedback in this game is mediocre. I'd like it a little bit stronger, but it'll do. I suppose maybe for this sort of car it's maybe a little bit too weak for my liking. Oh, you can see how bad that went. Completely missing the apex. Got the kind of carousel here. The carousel-esque corner. Hopefully I don't completely cock up. Now this bit is a very high speed section. You've got to be really, really careful you don't crash. I mean, we're limited to 155. Not that we get to 155. I think we perhaps could. I'm just going to let go of the gas just a little bit. Yeah, tiny bit of understeer, which is fine. 250 meter braking board will brake around now, but quite lightly. I can't remember what happened. Oh shit. Let's try that again. Sorry, just need to reload in. It takes a while. Oh, that's annoying. Right, so I just need to know to brake a bit earlier. I thought that corner, I thought it was a different corner, to be honest, but it actually was. Oh well. You saw the first part, so hey. Constructing buildings. Oh, almost forgot to change into drive. It's a little bit better so far. Kind of want to keep to this inside. Corner opens out, you can hear the understeer, the tyres. I presume if you have racing slicks, I presume there's a difference in handling. It's a little bit too conservative in that corner there. Brake nice and hard, trying to... Oh my, fuck that big time. Oh well. Camber really helps you here. This isn't a brilliant lap so far, I must admit. I don't want to do a flying lap, because that obviously, because you start from speed, your lap time is going to be quicker than it shows in-game, which is obviously not what I want. So just let go of the throttle just a little bit, back on. Hopefully we don't steer into that barrier, getting close enough. Trying to hit this first apex. Just take it a little more steadily. I know I'm really not, getting to the limits. Like there's like a kind of a little nasty chicane which we want to braking way too early. Compensated though a little bit, so it's not too bad. I do another lap if we're miles off, because this isn't a great lap. The way these tyres is quite difficult, you don't want to steer into that. I messed that up a little bit. Amazing how fast the time goes. You've got this kind of really steep gradient hill, but it really pushes on the suspension and allows you to really push around that particular corner. Coming to the final corner now, turn in, accelerate out. Well, we've missed that 214. It's going to be a 216. That's not bad. You know what? I'm going to give that another go. Let's just see where we get. So, but you can see that's fairly representative of our lap. In fact, what other settings did we have? In fact, I'm not going to mess around with that. I'm not an expert in BeamNG at all. Like I've owned this game for ages and ages, and I've overall put 6 hours into it. So I don't play it that much. I'm only really playing it because of automation. Although automation I have had much more recently. I only got it like last week. So here you go. Let's give it another bash. Whoops! I had to change down to drive. I forgot this car's isn't manual. I'm so used to driving manual cars. Allow the tyres to. There you go. Much nicer through there. A little bit of a dab on brake. This corner is quite difficult, but I've got it pretty spot on. Again, much nicer this time around there. Does feel like there's a bit of throttle delay. It doesn't quite match up, but it kind of feels a little bit odd, but it does what you want it to do, but it just doesn't quite feel right. So far so good. Going through this very fast section. I could probably take this flat out, but I don't want to. The thing with BeamNG is if you crash, you crash. It is not like a game where you can like take damage off or whatever. It's a bit more. I'm going to brake a bit later. Carrying a lot more speed through here. Ooh, that hopefully hasn't affected my lap time too much. It isn't ideal. Braking at about 100. Quite early, but it'll do. Oh, understeer. Can I keep my foot flat? No, I'm going to have to lift off because I want a nicer entry into this corner than I did last time. That's better. It's not ideal, but it's better. It's quite a difficult game. It doesn't feel like a racing game or a sim, so to speak, so it's quite a unique handling model. It's not bad, it's just not brilliant. Bollocks. I lost all that time. Let's try one more flying lap, see what we can do. I'm determined to get a good one. I want it to be as close as possible. Apps. Whew. So, waiting again. Steam have released a new overlay as at the time of recording. This looks quite cool actually. It's it will take some getting used to, for sure. Right, here we go. See what we can do. can feel the assists really kicking in. It's pretty decent through there actually, I must admit. Oh, almost turning him way too early, braking nice and early here. Well, that's decent. So far so good. I think it was a 46 I got last time as I came round this like first sector. Was it 46.4? Okay, so that's about the optimal at the moment, I think. This corner again, I don't want to try it flat out. I am going to have to lift off, or just transfer a little bit of weight onto the front tyres and help me around. Bad. I just cocked up this last time, so I have to do all your braking beforehand and then ease the car into the corner. That's much better. Right, I want to brake about 120, I think, about there. Get the car slowed down, just lifting off the throttle, getting the weight back onto the rear after getting it onto the front. Again, not quite full throttle around here. You could do it full throttle, but you'll unbalance the car coming into this right-hander. And then you want to brake about now. Hit this first apex, go a little bit wide. And then accelerate out. Corner, right, I want to widen line. I haven't been getting this right at all. Trying a completely different line, and it's working well so far. Missing that apex, poor acceleration, but it's so far so good. What are we going to get? 11, 12, 13, 14, it's a 15.1. That is half a 6/10 of a second off what BeamNG, the test driver, was able to get. And you know what? That is pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's very representative indeed. And in fact, I'm sure with a little bit of practice, I can easily gain 6/10. I can probably gain a couple of seconds, to be honest, probably 3 or 4, if I was to absolutely nail the lap. I'm pretty pleased. What we're going to do now is let's have a go at Dunsfold, which is a Top Gear test track. So for this, we need to go to free roam. I need to click, where is it? Somewhere. It is, oh, here we go. Is this it? No. Here we go. And then spawn. I know the Top Gear test track pretty well. I shall be using my phone to record. Oh, this is that M3 I was talking about. So I'm going to replace the current, and I want to get my timer on my phone. Stopwatch, right. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh fuck. 3 and go. See what I can get. So a 121.24 is what it got in game. So it'll be interesting to see if this is representative or not. Now there's braking coming up here. Oh shit. Not too bad, to be fair. Coming up to where this is Chicago. There are braking boards, or they are meant to be. Not in this version. Shit. That's a major cock up. Although I think I probably gained about as much time as I lost. Follow through. Oh, the tyres. Oh my gosh, wow, they have that bump. Whatever this corner is, Gambon! That is not representative time. That's a 125, 126. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hopefully I don't cock up. Now I know there's no braking boards. Lots of time to be gained. Now don't want to understeer out onto that grass, which I haven't done. Got that corner pretty nice there. You can use a little bit of that grass. It's quite high speed through here. Brake. And turn the car in. Keep it to the outside, then back on to the inside. Oh shit. Support, that's really poor. That wasn't perfect, but it'll do. It's not too bad. Oh, yes, come on. Now follow through. We actually got this bit pretty good last time. Cutting the track just a little bit, that's not too bad. I'll carry more speed through here though. Which I've done. And haven't gone wide. Gambon and across the line. A 125. You know what though? I know this isn't representative in the actual game of that 21, but that is very representative of the actual M5. So, I take that as you will. Maybe the game's test track is a little bit shorter than the Top Gear test track. I must admit, a 1 minute 21 for an M5, that is that's unbelievably quick. If that is, you know, that is unbelievably fast for like an M5. If that's what it actually did. Well, it didn't actually. If that game was 1-to-1 to Top Gear test track, which it doesn't claim to be, I must admit. Let's click free roam, automation test track, handling circuit highway. Let's have a go on the rally track. Now it will spawn me in this like M3, not M3, this M2 thing I built. Which has got a nice car. It's a little bit slower. I did do a time lap in fact yesterday to get used to the track. I don't want to do too much in my car because I wanted to leave that for the video. But that M2 style thing, that was like a 2 minutes 24, I think. So I'm going to spawn in my car. I've set that as the default. These are the cars you have in BeamNG. They have lots of variants of each one, so most of these cars are either race cars or rally cars, or you can have the standard family saloon thing. Let's turn off the ESC. Go into that. Oh, okay. Oh shit, shit. I actually don't know this rally track at all. Oh. And I don't claim to be good at rally games either, so... Hey, this is not bad. wow. Oh. Okay. Let's have a look what car looks like. Oh, not too bad actually. Hey, I tell you what. Oh shit, that's the wrong way. If we were to crash this thing. Take up somewhat of a closer look. You can't really see damage. There's a little bit of damage there you can see, but there is a damage model, which is quite cool. Another cool thing with this car, this game, is you can actually look. I can actually put the throttle down. Does it limit it? It does limit it to 155. That's very cool. And there's indicators, which apparently work. You can see the little light going. That's very cool. I think I have headlights and full beams. Again, very cool. Let's go on to the highway. Let's give this a bit of a an island lap thing. In fact, let's do it on time trial instead. We won't actually do shit. We won't actually do the time trial, but we will. But it'll allow me to know where I'm going. But outside the loop is what we want. I haven't looked this particular section yet, so I don't know where I'm going. I don't know anything about it. And then I can just talk and we'll wrap up the video once I've done the lap. There's a lot of other things. There's a handling circuit as well. There's various other bits and bobs, a little Easter egg type things, I suppose. In the track there's an airfield. So apologies, you know, if you want to see that and you don't. Let's put it into sports. So, sport mode, does it make any difference? I have no idea. Oh. Okay, right, so we kind of go here, then we take this right, kind of on a little bit of a dirt. Hopefully I don't crash, because that would be annoying. Although I can, I know there is a way I can respawn. Okay, so this is like a rally stage sort of thing. Ooh. I want to go relatively fast, but I don't exactly want to, you know. I think that this is like some form of hill climb type thing. So, gosh. So, I mean, this car handles quite well. I can feel the bumps in the road. I can feel the steering getting lighter, I think. Yes, I can. Oh, froze, come on, unfreeze game. Yes, it's good. I can sort of feel what's going on. The force feedback isn't strong, but then I have no idea what an M5's force feedback is like in real life, and I don't really know how realistic this game is in terms of replicating that. In terms of the slides I can get on though, and like the drifts, I must admit I'm impressed. Like, I mean, I can throw the car in some of these corners and catch a tail on exit, and I know from experience that it's handling how a car with a slippery tail should handle, that's very impressive. That's a really difficult dynamic to get in to racing games. At least it used to be. It's maybe not so much anymore. And you have, I must admit, graphics and detailing on this map I think are pretty good. Okay, we've got this like bridge here. It's a dirt section. So now from videos I've watched, there's like an icy, snowy section. Now I'm wondering if this is this part here. Oh my god. Yep, this is definitely snow. Is the handling different? Yep, it's a lot more icy. I can tell that instantly. There's a different sort of grip. Ice is very much more understeery, whereas dirt's a lot more controllable. Ice is quite difficult to control. And I've obviously got the driver aids as well. If you hit the apex as well, actually, you can use the sort of camber of the gutters to help you around the corner. Be interesting to see how fast this thing goes. I don't know if there's a piece of highway where we can test that. I think there might be. And then kind of go around here. I mean, if you were like testing it, you could be like, you could try and stick to the speed limit and things like that. I don't know what you'd say this speed limit would be. Maybe it's 60-ish. Thing is, in terms of the steering inputs, it's very realistic. It doesn't feel like a racing game, which is a good thing because it isn't a racing game. But it feels like it just feels like the amount of input you use in your normal road car. One thing I would say is the engine feels quite odd. It feels like there's a lot of lag, and it might be to do with my settings, because it doesn't feel, the menus in my game don't feel smooth, although it's showing 60 FPS, so maybe that's something on my part which I need to change. So now you've got this kind of wiggly highway, so you have the dirt section, you have the slightly icy section, then you have the highway section. That's obviously in kilometers an hour. See what this can do. Ooh, brake. Wow. But in terms of a car, I'm quite impressed actually with how this handles. And I haven't done any settings. I mean, it did show it as being quite good. This is an expensive car. This is £90,000 of car. So it is quite expensive. There's a bit of a stretch here. We can open it up maybe. Hopefully I don't crash. 130. Here we go. This is fast. 155. Ooh. And it stops. So 5 minutes and whatever that is. 5:50, about 6 minutes. There's 7 kilometer track apparently. It'll be interesting to see. Oh. What happens if we crash? Oh wow. Okay. Car's sort of been turned into a toaster. That is it, guys. I don't know how the engine's still connected. It shouldn't be. That's it really. That's been my in-depth look. I'd love to do more of these videos, either just on BeamNG or on automation, a bit of both. We can do kind of a make to testing stage. I'm very much open to whatever. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. Anything you suggest I will try and do. I've got some time off at the moment, so there's plenty of time for me to do things. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if I get my gears right, I'll be able to put it into park and turn off the engine. Not that there is an engine, but oh well. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.